You woke up this morning, felt the weight before your eyes even opened. That familiar heaviness on your chest, something you can't name, something you can't put down. And then you got up, washed your face, looked in the mirror, and practiced the expression. You know the one, the slight smile, the "I'm fine," the version of you the world is allowed to see. Here's what nobody says out loud. You're not doing that because you're weak. You're doing it because somewhere along the way, you were taught that your pain is a burden, that your struggle is inconvenient, that the most lovable version of you is the one that doesn't need anything. So you learned to perform okay long before you learned how to actually be it. Today we go all the way inside that. The controversial truth. Nobody wants to hear. The world doesn't actually want to know how you're doing. It wants you to say fine. Think about how many times today someone asked, "How are you?" and waited, not for an answer, but for the social script to complete itself. Good, thanks. You? Nobody stops. Nobody sits down. Nobody actually wants to open the door and see what's on the other side. And you know this. So, you've become an expert at keeping it closed. But here's the part that should stop you. Every time you perform okay when you're not, you send a direct message to the deepest part of yourself. Your pain is not worth showing. Your truth is not safe here. The real you is too much. And over time, that message becomes a belief. That belief becomes a wall. And that wall becomes the reason you feel completely alone in a room full of people who think they know you. Why you do it. And the science is brutal. Psychologists call it emotional masking, the conscious suppression of your internal state to present a socially acceptable external one. Here is what should stop you. Cold. Research shows that emotional masking doesn't just hide pain, it amplifies it. When you feel something deeply and lock it behind a smile, your nervous system still registers the full weight of that feeling. You cannot think your way out of what your body is holding. You can only smile on top of it and wonder why you're exhausted all the time. Because performing okay when you're breaking doesn't have the breaking. It doubles the work. You are now carrying the original pain and the performance of not having it. Two weights, one body, no rest. Where it started. This is the part that will hit you. You were not born pretending. Watch a child who is hurt. They cry. Immediately. Without shame. Nobody taught them to hide it yet. But somewhere, for most of you watching, there was a moment. A parent who said, "Stop crying, you're fine." A home where your emotion made someone else's mood worse. A classroom where the kid who broke down became the story everyone told. A relationship where showing pain meant being called too sensitive, too needy, too dramatic. And you learned the lesson, not from a lecture, from consequence, from watching what happened to you when you dared to show what was real. You learned that looking okay was safer than being honest. And you've been practicing that ever since. The identity that swallows you. Here is where it becomes dangerous. When the performance runs long enough, you start to lose track of where it ends and where you begin. You describe yourself as pretty chill, not really an emotional person. I just don't let things get to me. And you believe it. But underneath, there is a version of you screaming in a room nobody visits. Psychologists call this emotional dissociation, a disconnect between what you experience and what you allow yourself to acknowledge. And here is what it costs you in relationships. You cannot let someone love the real you if you keep the real you hidden. You can only let them love the performance. And the loneliness of being loved for a version of yourself that isn't actually you is one of the most quietly devastating experiences a human being can have. The controversial part, and this will make people uncomfortable. Let's talk about who pretends the hardest. It is not the broken ones. It is not the ones who haven't worked on themselves. It is the strongest people in the room, the ones everyone leans on, the ones who check on everybody else and never ask to be checked on, the ones called reliable, solid, a rock. These are the people quietly drowning while being praised for swimming. And here is the truth that will make people angry. Society does not actually reward vulnerability. It rewards the performance of strength. We post about mental health awareness. We say, it's okay to not be okay. And then, quietly, consistently, we punish the people who actually show up in pain. We get uncomfortable. We offer cliches instead of presence. We secretly prefer the friend who holds it together over the one who doesn't. So when you ask why people pretend, look at what happens when they stop. That is your answer. Your body doesn't lie, and it's been keeping score. Every unprocessed emotion lives somewhere physical. The grief you didn't let yourself feel, tightness across the chest. The anger you swallowed, a jaw you clench at night without knowing. The anxiety you smile through, a stomach that never fully unclenches, shoulders that never fully drop, an exhaustion no amount of sleep fixes. This is not metaphor. This is biology. The vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body, runs from your brain through your heart, your lungs, your gut. It is the highway your emotional information travels. When you suppress emotion consistently, your nervous system stays in a state of incomplete processing, low-grade activation, constant readiness, a body braced for something it can never name. That is why you feel tired for no reason. That is why you get home, close the door, and feel the weight land the moment you stop performing. You didn't just have a hard day. Your body finally got permission to feel what you've been holding since morning. The most uncomfortable truth in this entire video. Some of you are not pretending for other people. You are pretending for yourself. Because if you stopped, if you let yourself feel the full weight of what you're actually carrying, you're afraid of what you'd find. You're afraid the grief is too big, the disappointment too deep, the loneliness too old. You're afraid that if you sit down with it, you won't be able to get back up. So the performance isn't just for the world. It's armor you wear against yourself. A way of saying, not yet, not today. And I want to say something directly to that part of you. The thing you are protecting yourself from knowing, you already know it. Your body already knows it. It wakes up with you every morning. It sits in your chest every quiet evening. It shows up in the things you avoid, the conversations you won't have, the doors inside yourself you keep walking past. You're not protecting yourself from the pain by not looking at it. You're just making sure the pain meets you alone instead of meeting you with support. The reflection. Think of the last time someone asked how you were, and you said fine when you weren't. Now think about what you would have said if you truly knew the person asking could handle it. That they wouldn't minimize it, wouldn't try to fix it, wouldn't make it weird, would just stay. What would you have said? Hold that answer. Because whatever came up, that is the thing that needs air. That is the thing that has been waiting. The final truth. The most radical thing you can do in a world that profits from your performance is to stop performing. Not recklessly, not all at once, but slowly, deliberately, choosing truth over performance in the small moments first. The, actually, I'm having a hard week. The, I don't know if I'm okay right now. The choice to let someone sit with you in the real thing instead of the curated version. This will feel dangerous. It will feel like too much. It will feel like exposure. Good. That discomfort is the signal you're moving towards something real. Because here is the truth that needs to land. You have spent years making yourself easy to be around, easy to love, easy to carry. Underneath all of that ease, there is a person who is tired, who has been tired for a very long time, Who deserves to put the performance down? Not for everyone, but for someone. Starting with yourself. The smile was never the problem. The suffering behind it that you decided no one was allowed to see, that's where the real work begins. And the real work is not learning to hide better. It's learning that you were never as much to handle as they made you believe you were.